Little rubber boots. Come on, let's go and see Luna. She said yesterday that she's building an igloo in front of her house and finishing digging out the snow tunnels. I'd love to see them. By the time we get dressed for the big snow, it'd already be dark, replied Betsy, peeking out from under the feather quilt she was wrapped in. Maybe we should stay here by the big stove and warm ourselves without going out. I think it's nice cold inside an igloo, as you imagine, laughed Bardo. That's impossible. An igloo is made of ice. Exactly. And snow, despite its lightness, has excellent insulating properties which helps keep warm inside. In the Arctic regions, ice and snow are the only available building materials, and the native inhabitants of Canada and Alaska, the Inuit, used only those materials to build their shelters. And how do you know all that, Bardo? Because instead of sitting at home, I prefer to explore the world. She smiled as she started putting on a cozy, wool-lined snowsuit. I'm coming, said Betsy. I'm curious why Luna started building an igloo now. In the summer, it took no more than 10 minutes to get to Luna's place. Spring would usually reveal its beauty between the soft hills, transforming the area for a few months into a colorful space with every shade of a rainbow, where the air was filled with a sweet scent of a cotton candy. The aroma of warm forest blackberries or the smell of slow-cooked natural milk with sugar, crystallizing into the best caramel Bardo had ever known, was unmatched. But winter is winter. It has its own rules that must be respected. During this season, in the place called Dreamland, everyone had to sharpen their senses, as every mirror seemed like an opportunity to practice intuition, tap into inner wisdom, and understand the laws of nature. Dressed in coats and thick insulated boots, the friends set off to uncover the mysteries of an igloo. Outside it was around -16 degrees. They moved briskly to stay warm and avoid freezing in a cold. The snow crunched under their feet, and their breath turned into little puffs of steam. Despite the chill, the friends eagerly made their way to Luna's icy construction. Step by step, they approached the igloo full of hope for new winter adventures. When they finally arrived, they began calling for Luna, but she was nowhere to be found. The friends exchanged worried glances, and their voices echoed through the snowy stillness. Luna couldn't have just disappeared without a trace, said Bardo. Where could she have gone in this cold? Maybe she went deeper in the igloo, suggested Betsy, cautiously stepping inside. The igloo was dim and chilly, but there was no sign of Luna. Suddenly, a soft rustling sound came from behind one of the walls. The friends froze for a moment, then moved towards the sound. There you are! They exclaimed simultaneously. We found you! They repeated, smiling at Luna. Luna was in the process of installing a small lamp to light up the igloo's interior. I'm almost finished, she replied, satisfied. The winter house was starting to feel cozier as the soft light of a lamp illuminated the interior with a warm glow. "How did you do this?" asked Bardo in awe, gazing at her friend's creation. "When I find wisdom within myself and don't seek confirmation from the outside, everything becomes simpler," Luna replied. "Not long ago, I believed that someone from the outside would know better than I do. Of course, it's good to ask for help. It's good to do things together to learn. But the most important is to trust your inner knowledge and power and just try. Besides, building such a shelter is relatively quick and simple," she added proudly. "Without trying and gaining experience, I wouldn't have known that. You just need to cut the snow blocks properly and stack them in a spiral to quickly create a solid constructor. And I think it would be great to become an engineer." "Wow," said Bardo, impressed, sitting on a soft fur spread out on the icy bench. "You've amazed me, Do you have any more surprises?" "Even if the temperature outside is several degrees below zero, or even tens of degrees, inside the igloo it's significantly warmer and it can even reach 0 degrees. Plus, if we think of an additional heat source, the temperature could rise even more." She trailed off. Bardo already knew what Luna was implying. She knew what she had to do. She stood up and, heading toward her home, began mentally planning the coming days. She felt she finally had to tackle what she had been putting off for so long. To find her inner strength instead of seeking it in the outside world. Her steps were more confident, and her breath steadier. Seconds later, Betsy ran after her, and suddenly a shout came from Bardo. "Help! I've lost my boot!" The friends began frantically searching for the rubber boot, which seemed to have sunk into the ground. Bardo clearly remembered the spot where the snow had swallowed it up, but the snow looked untouched, as if nothing had happened there. "That's impossible. It was just here," said an increasingly frustrated Bardo, standing on one foot. "The red color should make it easy to spot." Betsy and Luna joined in, shoveling snow in all directions, but no luck. It was getting darker and the cold was starting to take its toll. "Maybe it's some kind of winter joke," Luna said, half joking, half serious. After 30 long cold minutes, the three of them gave up. The temperature was dropping even further, so Luna said to the others, "Let's head back. Sometimes you need to know when to give up to save your energy for the next challenge," she concluded. "It's just a boot. We can try finding it tomorrow when it's brighter and warmer." Betsy and Bardo exchanged resigned looks, but knew Luna was right. The cold was seeping into their jackets and their hands were growing numb. "All right," Bardo replied. "We will try again tomorrow." supported by Betsy, Bardo headed home. The sound of their footsteps echoed softly in the snow. Despite losing her boot, Bardo felt a strange sense of relief. Sometimes you have to let go to find new strength, she thought. The next day brought sunshine and warmth. All three of them resumed the search for Bardo's boots early in the morning. Leo, Sarah, and the cat Belgu joined in as well. "Maybe it's a sign you should get new shoes," joked Leo, trying to lighten the mood. Bardo smiled through her tears. She felt sad that despite long hours of searching, the red boot still hadn't been found. "Maybe the boot didn't disappear. It just decided to walk away," added the cat Belgu, lazily stretching. "Who knows? Maybe it will return when it's ready." The atmosphere was becoming lighter. After hours of fruitless searching, everyone returned home. After winter, always comes spring. Despite the thaw, the boot decided to stay hidden a little longer. Everyone wondered how it was possible that even spring couldn't find it. Maybe it found a new place to live? Or perhaps it dreamed of an adventure like Luna and set off into the world? Or maybe the boot would come back when it knew it was no longer being looked for? Because sometimes things that disappear leave behind something more important. Spring knows that best, bringing not what we want, but what we need the most. Does everything in nature find its way? Bardo pondered. And a moment later, smiling, she felt that one day, somewhere, the boot would be found again.